Gatte gatte para gatte parasam gatte buddhi saha. Gatte gatte para gatte parasam gatte buddhi saha. Gatte gatte para gatte parasam gatte buddhi saha. Today I want to quickly talk about how important disclosure is and why it is one of the main components during your spiritual awakening, during your Vajrayana Great Tribulation. So, Vajrayana as a spiritual system, which is the third wheel of Dharma, and the Great Tribulation is the Vajrayana space. So, we are in the Vajrayana space during the Great Tribulation, and the Vajrayana, within the Vajrayana space, the Vajrayanas actually directly deal with demons. So the Vajrayana, within the Vajrayana Tantra system in Buddhism, they directly deal with demons, and they have a lot of modalities on how to work with demons, how to exercise demons, and everything to do with demons. You will directly encounter that system within the Vajrayana system of Buddhism. So, within this third wheel of Dharma, in the Great Tribulation, is the Vajrayana, and it is consistent in terms of all the demonic disclosure that will be part of your Great Tribulation. So, because we are in the third wheel of Dharma, which is the Vajrayana system, which is the Great Tribulation, and Vajrayana deals with demons in the Great Tribulation, you as a humanity, you as a Sangha, you as a church, will be dealing with the demonic system directly as well. So that's why the Great Tribulation is the Vajrayana third wheel of Dharma, because the Vajrayana deals with demons directly. It's all about exorcism, and it directly deals with the demons. So in a Great Tribulation, that fits perfectly. So when I said the Great Tribulation is the third wheel of Dharma, is the Vajrayana space, and I can directly prove that to you, because in the Great Tribulation, you will be working directly with the demonic system. And if you do not work with the demonic system and just claim to be spiritual, whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Hebrew, whether you're a Buddhist, if you just claim to be a spiritual person that just reads scriptures and doesn't know anything about the demonic world and the demonic infestation that we are living in currently in this world, if you do not know about that, then the demons are going to trick you and have power over you. And you are not completely in your spiritual path unless you work within the demonic system. The Great Tribulation is Vajrayana because it deals with the demons, particularly deals with the demon. And that's the core of the issue during the Great Tribulation. The demonic realm is the core of the issue. And the infection of this world, the infection of the code of our Father, is the main reason we have the 6,000 years of purification. Let's say if you are just in the Hinayana, kind of in the Mahayana space, you won't have so much of that direct demonic dealings. But if you are advanced from your Hinayana to your Mahayana, and then you're stepped into the Vajrayana and you're versed in these things, then you will be very aware of the demonic system in terms of Buddhism. But generally, for people around the world that are not very accustomed to the demonic system, you will need to very quickly learn about the demonic system and realize that the demonic system is not something that is outside of our reality, but it is everywhere. It is outside of our reality, and it is literally physically manifest in this world as politicians and celebrities, as the serpent seeds, as the deceivers, the liars, and everyone that is causing humanity to be led astray. the demonic world, the disclosure for the demonic world is so important, because without the demonic world disclosure, you are not getting anywhere in spirituality. You will be pretty much put in your spiritual illusion by these demons. Like, you could be a great spiritual person, but the demons often use spirituality as a tool of deception, as a tool of illusion also. So until you have crossed over into the demonic system and learned about the demonic system and overcome the demonic system, that's when you have really achieved your full spiritual purification, or your Buddhahood, or you are ready to rapture and go to heaven. That's when you really know Christ and Father, when you have really learned about the demonic system and the demonic world. If you are unaware of the very prevalent demonic system that we are a part of, the very prevalent satanic Luciferian system that as human beings we live in, if you're not aware of that, then you have been tricked by demons on a 24/7 basis, and even in your spirituality. The disclosure work, that's why it's so important during the end times, is because the disclosure work is revealing everything about what the demons have done in this world, what the fallen angels have done in this world, what the serpent seed has done in this world, what the reptilian ruling elites have done in this world. That is the disclosure work. So if you do not know disclosure, you cannot claim to be spiritual, because demons are tricking you. So you have to come out of being tricked by the demons and learn disclosure, because there is no industry in this world that disclosure isn't coming from. Disclosure is coming from every corner of the demonic world. So whether you are giving disclosure as an inside whistleblower, whether you're giving disclosure as a controlled opposition, whether you're giving disclosure like me in terms of witness testimony for Father and Christ, whatever it is, all disclosures are applicable, because even the controlled opposition disclosure is useful, because within the controlled opposition disclosure space is the spaces that I myself physically cannot enter. I myself physically cannot go in there and sometimes even understand or fathom or believe some of the advanced technological systems that exist within those worlds. And it's just not fathomable for us from the outside to perceive those types of technologies or systems even exist, because those systems have not been taught to us. We have never heard of them, we have never seen of them, so we will never believe them. And even if those technologies are manifesting in front of us, are being used in front of us, we will never recognize them, we will never see them, because we don't know of them, we've never heard of them, we've never seen them. So it is unfathomable for us, and it is totally outside of our life experience. It is not even part of the human structure. So that's why the controlled opposition disclosure is very important, because there is no one else that's going to do that job but that controlled opposition person that is giving that disclosure. Only they can do it, because we do not even have that ability to conceptualize something that is not even part of the human system. So in that context, all disclosure is equally valuable. And if you are in the Great Tribulation in your Vajrayana vehicle, without the disclosure, there is no spiritual work. The spiritual work is the disclosure. The spiritual work is the testimony. That is the way to drop the veils. That is the way to get rid of deception. And when you have disclosure, you will find it very easy to naturally align to Christ and Father, naturally align to Buddha. Because once you see the true nature of this world, you will default naturally become a spiritual being, because you will come out of the delusion, you will come out of the spell, you will come out of the black magic that was holding you down. Because these people, the elites that are teaching you all these different things about aspiration and motivation and how to be a millionaire and a billionaire, how to build spaceships and rockets. When they're lying to you about these things, when you realize those people are demons, you will let go of all of that and you will follow the right path, the path of the Buddha, the path of Yeshua, Son of God, Jesus Christ, the path of our Father in heaven. You will naturally align to the right one when you let go of the power structures that are actually fooling you and leading you astray. That's why disclosure is very potent, is very powerful. It's instantaneous. It's the naked truth. You directly see it with your eyes. You'll overcome it so that you will basically clear your vision. You will, if there was like a deception in your vision, or if there was impurity in your vision, now you have purified that vision, and now the Buddha is becoming clearer to you. The Son of God is becoming clearer to you. Our Father in heaven is becoming clearer to you, because the more impurities you remove from your eye, the more disclosure you have, the more veils you drop, the clearer you will see the Buddha. The Buddha will start to come into view. Sunyata will start to come into view. The Son of God will start to come into view once you start getting rid of the impurities from your mind. And getting rid of the impurities is getting rid of all the black magic of this world, of all the things that we have been taught. So that's how you develop spiritually. So in terms of disclosure, it is written in the Hebrew scriptures, and Christ himself has said that you will testify for me from across the world. So Christ has said that. So for me, all the disclosure work that is going on and happening on our earth currently is coming from Yeshua, Son of God, Jesus Christ. So he is helping humanity give disclosure. So whatever you are, whoever you are, wherever you are coming from, I see every disclosure that is being brought to the surface, that is being brought to light, is coming directly from Yeshua, Son of God, because he himself has said that you will give disclosure for me from across the world. And I see the disclosure work of humanity that is currently happening, that it is extremely strong and coming from every facet of existence. I see that work coming directly from Yeshua, Son of God, Jesus Christ. Some of the disclosures that is coming out, or the disclosures that is coming out from across the world, is disclosures that are based on human cloning, real droning. So you actually have to go in and Google these things. And disclosures of child trafficking, elite pedophilia, which is very common, MK Ultra, which is mind control, satanic ritual abuse, elite transgenderism, disclosure for the elite reptilians. There are literal serpent seed reptilians, because I have shown you all the celebrities that shapeshift as reptiles and use holograms to manifest as humans. That video I have made, many videos that I have made about that, and the internet has a lot of that as well, showing a lot of shape-shifting celebrities that are reptilian. So the elites are reptilian, they are serpent seeds, and their identity can be traced by the Hebrew scriptures, which they are identified under serpent seeds. A disclosure of the fallen angels, which I have been giving a lot. Disclosure of celebrities and politicians that are demons, that are pedophiles, that traffic children and lead humanity into whoredom. We have disclosure about all the farmers, all the medical industry, disclosure about chemtrails, disclosure about pesticides, herbicides, air, food, water, poisoning, military disclosures, psychological operations of the military, mind control, COVID-19, vaccination. These are all military, coming from the military. So disclosures on that, disclosure on military wars, disclosure about the military 9/11, disclosure about how majority of the military are gay, or that military are taking these young men and programming them into being gay within the military system. And there are a lot of pornographic websites showing a lot of the gay military. So these are some of the disclosure that you can find in my work. So then you have the demonic telepathic disclosure that I am giving you about the open demonic telepathic system that I'm working with and I'm giving testimony for, and also the silent technological architecture, which is the EMF ELF, a silent telepathic system, and that they have full body and mind control through technology and demonic telepathy over human beings, and that is omnipresent. And then you have a disclosure for Christianity about the Vatican, that is all demonic, satanic, and a lot of the mainstream Buddhism is satanic based. There are lots of Freemason monks that have been, I've seen them throwing like hand signs like this, like this. Celebrities do that a lot, and I've seen a lot of monks do this. Buddhist monks do this when they are teaching. So when Buddhist monks do this, it can go undetected because this is actually one of the mudras that is like a legitimate mudra used by spiritual people, used by a lot of Buddhists. So this technically cannot be considered as you cannot flag a Buddhist as a Freemasons when they do this, but if a Buddhist does this and this, you can definitely flag them and know them as Satanists. So you will see a lot of Buddhists online throwing the compass Freemasons and the triangle hand sign, and also Dalai Lama is a CIA agent and has been picked by the CIA since he was a little boy. So there are disclosures about the DUMBs, which is the deep underground military bases, and all the experiments, the cloning, vote-droning, child trafficking, adrenochrome, it's all coming from the DUMBs. So the DUMBs are military based, and 80, 90% or 100% of the world problems that we have comes from the military. And then you have the gray reptilians. The gray reptilians disclosure, which I know they exist, but they are not some alien being from another dimension, which they claim. They could be byproducts of military experimentation, or it could be the genetic digression of the fallen angels, because they have disconnected themselves from God, our Father in heaven. So the spiritual repercussion of being disconnected from our Father is to also lose your physical perfection, to lose your physical health. So disfiguration, like rotting arms and falling hair, going all bald, mental health problems. So these are like some of the things that happens to people, or like the fallen angels, because they have disconnected from God. So they have a lot of genetic and mental problems that they are trying to solve through various experimentation, and the gray reptilians could be a byproduct of that, or they could be the fallen state of the fallen angels. But the gray reptilians, they do exist. And also all your weather modification, you have like the cloud seeding, they can make fake rain, they can make fake aurora with the HARP. They can do fake heat, like they can make the weather really hot because it's like a microwave. They can do that. They cause fires, they cause tsunamis, they cause hurricanes. So anything to do with weather, any destructive things to do with weather, they can do that. And they also have power over your crops, how your crops grow, whether your crops grow or not, whether they can infect your crops with pests. So these are some of my own personal dealings when I try to grow food. They make it difficult for me to grow food. So, and then you also, yes, so they have power over what you grow. They have power over your crops. They can make your crops give a lot of fruit, or they can make your crops be infected with pests, or they can make your crops actually not produce a lot of fruit. So they have control over that. And they also there's also disclosure coming for crypto, and disclosure for banking, disclosure for like the internet is coded as the 666, the barcode has the 666. The crypto banking is the new financial technology to test humanity. That's the disclosure I have been giving. Disclosure coming from the education system, that the education system is a satanic system. A disclosure coming from the New Age, that is a Freemason satanic based New Age system. Also disclosure of the crystalline DNA of the elite. So they are playing with their DNA and modifying themselves because of their genetic digression.